The pieces in between the exercises are super important. They set the tone for the actual exercise in the ring, and they need to be treated like an exercise and trained all the time. When you are at a trial and you watch a ring setup, you're going to know ahead of time exactly where you should set up for every exercise. This way, you know ahead of time how you're going to get from point A to point B. So when I look in a ring, I identify where each exercise is, what order they are going to be in, and I kind of determine ahead of time when one exercise finishes, how am I going to get to the next setup point so that it's quick and efficient. I always plant my left leg. My dog learns to set up next to it. I make sure my dog is ready. Then I bring my right leg to my left leg, because as soon as I do that, the judge typically asks me if I'm ready. So here we're going to train it from all different directions and all different angles, getting to a setup point. So I told my dog we're transitioning, which he knows. I plant my left leg. He sets up next to it. I make sure he's stable. Then I say yes, I mark, and I release. Right? This way, getting to a setup point is a fun and exciting exercise for the dog. I'm going to practice. So here we're going to do front finish. I'm going to tell him good boy, exercise finish. I'm going to give him my cue, which means we're moving to the next point. We're going to head there. I plant my foot. I set my dog up. I put my hand on the outside of the head. That's a common cue that I've trained that my dogs understand. So you see he's going in there with a lot of energy. I give him my cue. He instantly calms down and he's ready to go. And then I mark. Yes, good boy. I like to step back and release. It makes the reinforcement a little bit more exciting. So again, we're going to front finish. I tell him good boy. Now we're going to turn to the left and we're going to set up in a different direction. I'm going to tell him, steady him up, put my feet together, and we're ready to go. Yes, good boy. This way, when I do this in the ring, it's already trained, and not only is it trained and nice and smooth and efficient, it's also really reinforcing for my dog because it's a fun game. So there, he didn't move in quite as much as I wanted on my initial left turn cue. So I just reminded him, when I move like that, you need to get in. So some dogs prefer turning to the left, some prefer turning to the right. I like to train all directions so that I have a lot of options when I'm in the ring. Although typically for my dogs, turning left like that will get them too aroused. So I typically don't do it, but I have it in my back pocket in case I want a little more energy out of my dog. And there I just helped him be right by showing him where to be with my left hand. Mark and reinforce. Good boy. All right, so that's kind of where I did a step back and set up. And you can see he just thinks this is a fun game. He doesn't think this is a drag, just because I keep it fun. I talk to him. I'm not asking him to bounce at this point. I did when he was younger because I wanted to put some energy into it. He bounces on his own now because what I attempt to do is make everything I teach in and of itself a trick that the dogs enjoy. That's my mentality. That's how I teach it and how I handle it, and that's how they think about it. And then that's super helpful in the ring. You can see on his face, he's like ready, waiting for that release. He knows it's coming. Yes, good boy. All right. So that's what I do to teach my dogs transitions and setting up. This way in the ring, it's just one continuous flow. An exercise finishes. I tell my dog they're good. We move to the next exercise, set up, quick and easy. I don't lose my dog. I don't disconnect, and I don't lose their attitude. And then if you set your dog up like that for the exercise where they're happy, engaged, and alert, then the exercise is going to have a good chance of being successful. But if your dog gets there and they're flat and they're distracted and they're worried and they're concerned, then it does not bode well for the upcoming exercise.